Timothy Weah, the young American attacker, moved to Lille from PSG after promising performances for Celtic and in the 2019 U20 World Cup. Unfortunately, injuries and managerial decisions have pushed him out of the squad at Lille. He will be joining the LA Galaxy, being valued as a key member of the squad with his ability to play striker and out wide. What's rocking, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of my LA Galaxy Rebuild Career Mode. So we are going to get through a half a season here in this episode. First, we're going to sign Simon Cortez, a very promising young Mexican player from our youth academy, to a contract, and he has that showing great potential on him. Also 63 overall. He does have solid physical stats. I mean the pace, agility are not too bad. The pace, agility, and balance are decent. Not the best stamina. I think he's more of a center attacking mid, honestly. Technically, though, some pretty good ball control, dribbling ability. The work rate is kind of weird, so we'll definitely try to train him more into maybe a center attacking mid and see how he plays out. But at the start of the season, we have trained Timothy Weah into a right winger, and that's where he's going to be at the start. But I think he could really play well as a center attacking mid also. Not really more of not a cam, but like kind of a center forward, being looking to get him behind, playing underneath Dunbar. I think is another area we could use him at, or just up top with Dunbar with a two-striker formation. But of course, the rest of the squad: Sonora, Leggett, Alvarez, we saw in the last season, Jonathan Gonzalez, Danilo Costa, Conte, we signed in the summer of last season. Palmer Brown, of course, we signed at the beginning. Araujo, and then Nacho, whatever a youth academy product we signed at the beginning of last year. And of course, on the bench we have Cortez, as we saw before. Perez, we started a bit last season, but unfortunately didn't really grow too much. And I was hoping really can maybe turn him to start. Powell is another winger that we have who is pretty promising, American winger. I believe is showing great potential also. So we have plenty of depth, honestly, and I think it's kind of we could honestly maybe even see Efrain Alvarez, who even is on the thumbnail, possibly end up working his way out of the squad just because we have so much talent now. With on the wings, we got the options of Cortez, we have Powell, so he's going to really have to try to prove himself. Of course, has been kind of a wonder kid to a lot of people within the league, that have followed him throughout his career, and hopefully he can continue his form though. But he's gonna have a lot of players pushing him. I think that's good for him also. So first match of the season against FC Cincinnati, Leggett being played in behind. He was our top goal scorer last season, the veteran player on the side. Unfortunately, cannot put that in the back of the net this time. But you will see exactly why we purchased Timothy Weah right here. You can see him cutting in, kind of underlapping this instance, going 1v1, beating his defender, putting the ball in, and that is a great first assist from the man. That is why we bought him and why he is so just deadly in those attacking positions. He can dribble, he can go at defenders, he can put a good ball in, and he definitely puts a good one in there to Dunbar to give Dunbar his first goal of the season and Weah his first assist as a member of the LA Galaxy. Lovely play again from him, and we'll see if he can continue that form. So this is going to be a lot of mix of simming, guys. We'll be playing some of the key matches, just so you know. And that's going to be the format for now. But again, Conte with a good step at winning the ball. Sonora playing the ball through to Dunbar, a very good pass. Dunbar, unfortunately, using his weaker left foot and does not get a very good hit on that. Now, Timothy Weah playing a nice little 1-2, but unfortunately he's not fed. Alvarez, Efrain is going to look for a ball. Back to Jonathan Gonzalez, to Dunbar, 2 Weah. He's going to beat his man, and he's going to put that in the back of the net, first post. A great finish from Weah after just showcasing his agility to beat his man 1v1 and put that in the back. And then, of course, kind of alluding to his old teammates Mbappe right there when he's scoring that goal also. And that's just lovely play. Nice to see the man showcasing his ability in those tight situations, just easily beating his defender, putting the ball in the back of net for a goal and an assist on his debut, and that is lovely to see. But we'll see Cincinnati is on this free kick. Maybe we'll put something in to threaten us, trying to get the ball out of there, but a great save from Nacho to keep things 2-0 here in the 51st minute. That's a great save. But now pushing forward, playing the ball forward to Dunbar, Alvarez on the ball this time. The ball is going to fall very strangely to Gonzalez on a couple of just lucky deflections, and that is going to wrap this match up, really. Jonathan Gonzalez coming with a deep run from that center defense mid position to grab a goal. Occasionally, he'll make those runs forward, and he did score a few goals last season. He'll grab one here also. So a good result in the end, 3-0 for first match of the season. We got to try to continue that form, though. The main thing we had issues with last season was lack of consistency, and that's something we really need to change. So we did end up selling quite a few other players that didn't show. So Eric Lopez, a goalkeeper, Jonathan Klinsmann also left, and a few other players who really we aren't going to use to leave the club also. So gave us a little bit more in transfer funds to help with the Weah the Weah purchase, also. So Conte playing the ball up here to Sonora. Leggett going to play the ball through to Dunbar, and what a lovely chip that is into the side netting. That is just no chance for the goalkeeper. Defender trying to run over as quickly as possible to clear that out, but did not work in the end. And our lovely striker, man, he's been so good. The way he's grown in this one season, of course, he went from 75 potential to 80 to 84 potential after that first season, just from kind of scoring 7 goals as a youngster. And I think I kind of like that, because obviously he was only like 16, 17 the first season with us, and he had a pretty decent season. And the fact that we can get his potential up is really nice, and we'll try to keep making that happen and have him grow more in his overall health. He's still not super high, but we'll try to bounce back defensively here. And unfortunately, our defense not the strongest at the moment. I do think we could still kind of improve there a bit maybe at the left back spot. I'm just not sure. I really want to keep. I really like the story of Acosta. Of course, he's a kind of a player whose narrative I enjoy. And that's why I haven't really wanted to. So Weah with a shot out from deep outside the box, and just a very good save from the Dallas goalkeeper. Now a couple chances looks like here. 38th minute, Sonora on the wing, showcasing his agility, beating his man, putting the ball back to Alvarez, who takes a first time shot. Maybe could have turned on that one. Unfortunately, it is blocked. And again, Sonora on this wing, trying to go 1v1 versus his man. He beats him. He's going to put the ball back into Dunbar. Unfortunately, that is kind of just intercepted out. Nothing is going to come out of that. Now they're going to try to go on the break here, playing the ball over the top. Mosquera on the wing, beats Conte 1v1, who tries to go to his man. Should have probably stuck there. A amazing touch that was to control that. Palmer Brown, unfortunately, just probably not expecting that clean of a touch or something. Just ends up getting beat, takes his man down, and the penalty's on the back of the net. Nacho just missed saving that one, actually, as Dallas will go up 2-1. And you can see Dallas looks like has a few more changes, but a very strong save from the first post again by Nacho. And you gotta love to see that man, of course. Love the name. But Dunbar playing the ball back here to Weah. Tries to take this first time. The touch was not the best. Actually tried to take the touch first. The touch was not the best. Did not work out there. Now Weah probably should have taken a shot. Is going to try to cut the ball back across, and that was not a good pass. So had plenty of chances to really grab a result in this one. Unfortunately, things did not work out the way we would have liked. Some of those situations Weah could have been a lot better. And of course, he still has not played many professional games, in all honesty, is the thing also with him. He played like 13 matches with Celtic or something like that, like 5 with PSG, a few with Lille. So he's very immature in his his really progression. That's why he came to LA Galaxy. He needs to get better as a player. He needs experience, and that is what we're giving him. And maybe we'll see him go back to Europe in a couple seasons. But getting into this matchup here against LAFC, of course, our crosstown rivals, who we played very well against last season, the regular season, in honesty. And the regular season, they really have not given us anything to really worry about. Gonzalez with a just crunching tackle. Ball cut back to Sonora. Actually, a really brilliant ball played to Sonora. He's going to cut the ball back to Leggett, and that is saved. But Timothy Weah going to get to this. And unfortunately, that header is saved off the line by the man on the post. Just from being there standing, he's able to keep that out of the back of the net. But we are threatening, and it's love to see the kind of passion from Jonathan Gonzalez with that tackle right away to kind of set the tone of the match earlier on and really kind of create a chance there in the end is what he did with that. And the good ball through to Sonora, of course. Sonora has been developing pretty well. You could definitely see him eventually go to Europe. But in the end, LAFC doesn't have anything come out of that little kind of attack, it looks like there. But not the best defending, right, but a great save by Nacho. And we've got to watch for the cutback. And again, Palmer Brown gets down to the ground and blocks that right there to keep things level. So some good defensive efforts from our goalkeeper and our center back. Now, a good ball played in. Unfortunately, the lock-ons were terrible. That was actually a really good ball from Timothy Weah. But unfortunately, Leggett could not get around to making contact with that one. But Conte is going to do a good job getting that to that header. Araujo to Alvarez. who's going to give the ball to Dunbar, who's going to wait for a run, this time from Alvarez. Timothy Weah looks like he has a little bit of space. Dunbar is going to find him. First chance goes right at the keeper. He's going to take advantage of the second chance, though, and put that in the back of the net as we will go up 1-0. So again, this third match that we're showing this episode was played a little bit was played pretty well into the season. I think it was about 8 games in. That's a quarter at least, but we're just outside that playoff spot at the moment. And we really got to try to push that after what happened last season. But a great shot from Dunbar, cutting the ball here to Soñora, to Efrain Alvarez, and he's gonna put that in the back of the net for a 2-0 lead. Gotta love that beautiful play here from a lot of these guys who are just homegrown, getting chances that they really weren't getting at previous clubs, and just showing their ability here for the Galaxy. And I think it's going to be a good season. I think it's going to be a very good season. There's plenty of good, talented players that are continuing to grow, and just showing their ability. And that's what I really enjoy about this crew and this rebuild we're doing. So Timothy Weah going to find. I think that's Alvarez right here. Alvarez back to Dunbar. Good 1-2, and Dunbar's going to put that in the back net to make things 3-0. And that will end the match. It looks like a just completely dominating performance away from home for the LA Galaxy against their rivals. And as talented as LAFC is, it seems like we still have the upper hand in this rivalry. Of course, we mentioned before they did eliminate us from the playoffs a couple seasons ago. But we are putting that behind us. And I think we're just the better team at the moment, despite some of the stars LAFC has. I think they lost Diego Rossi and maybe Brian Rodriguez also, so they don't exactly have the same talent they did before. But we got to again show more consistency as we go to play the San Jose Earthquakes here at home. So we're going from the LA rivalry to the Cali Clásico, of course, the Northern versus Southern California rivalry. But what a save from Nacho to start this matchup. Making himself big, making that save on the 1v1. This man is only a 65 overall, but he makes some big saves, like if he's a much higher rated goalkeeper. But a chance on this free kick, it looks like maybe, I think Jackson Yuel will be going over along with Hosen. Hosen's going to take it, and that goes off of the bar, back off of Nacho, and thankfully out of bounds for a corner kick, and nothing came out of it, thankfully. This game was played with some of our backup players, so you're going to be seeing Cortez in that midfield. He's making the run over. He's actually through on goal. Can the youngster make this chance work out in the end? Unfortunately, that goes wide, and that would have been a great way to mark his tie with the team. Now, Norman Powell, I think it is, and behind, pretty similar hairstyles. Unfortunately, this time the youngster goes off the post, and that one won't go in the back of the nets. Steres, who of course was a starter for half of last season, the former captain, one of the veterans on the team, doing a good job winning that ball. Now Alvarez is going to play Dunbar through. I think he's going to be on his weak foot. Is he going to take this chance much better? No. His weak foot is terrible. So that's something that needs to be worked on for sure, as Dunbar is going to do a good job dropping back there. Simon Cortez is going to play the ball through to Jonathan Perez, who of course was playing with us last season. Going to cut the ball across to Dunbar, back to Perez. It's a double, triple sweat that was in the end. And we're going to go up 1-0 against the highly hated Earthquakes now in, I think it was the 68th minute. So what a lovely double, triple sweat, whatever that was. Oh, now Dunbar going to find Cortez, who's going to look for the cutback to Soñora, who's going to put this one in the back of the net. I think that really shows the depth and ability we have in the squad this season. We have these younger players, Simon Cortez, Powell on the pitch, of course, Perez. Our first team was just absolutely gutted because of match congestion. But these guys came in, took their chances, and are beating the rivals, man. That's awesome to see. So we're in 6th place, 20 points, with only 16 games, and that's about halfway through the season. And we're in a playoff spot. That's really cool to see, because this team was not really close to a playoff spot for most of the season. Last year, we were always outside of the playoff spot, fighting and looking in. So now a team who is doing very well on the table. I believe they're second at the moment in the Portland Timbers. They have won an MLS Cup recently. They're a very highly talented team with some veterans like Chara, Valeri. Evobise is also a very quality young player. Blanco is a good player as well. He's going to play the ball through to Evobise. Unfortunately, Palmer Brown is beat there, cannot mark his man, and this one goes in the back of the net. And now played over the top of Evobise. He's going to cut the ball back with a very good touch. Unfortunately, he beats Conte, that is, trying to push him off the ball. And in the end, Ebobisse puts his club up 2-0, and this is a time where the team has to really show their heart, because really in previous seasons, at this point, the game was over. Last season, at this point, this game is over. But Weah with a great run behind, 1v1 with the keeper. He's going to hit that in the back of the net. We moved him to the striker spot, and I think that's what we're going to go with for now. And you're going to have him as a striker or a center forward, playing right behind Dunbar, so you can use his pace, getting behind. He can still kind of roam free a little bit, go on the wings if needed, and go 1v1 with defenders. But that is a great run from Weah off the shoulder of Dunbar, who does a good job holding up play to find his man. So Weah, with his just third goal of the season, the output from him hasn't been that great yet, and I think really he's maybe feels kind of isolated on the wing at times. We got to try to change that. But Portland still up 2-1. Some good turning from Blanco. Is going to find his man Valeri. The second ball after a nice block goes back to them, and they're going to put them back in that to go 3-1. So still have time to bounce back. However, it's 72nd minute, so we have some time to try to get back in this one still. Gonzalez with a good play, finding Leggett, who's going to find the run of Dunbar, perfectly timed. He's going to look for a cutback, it looks like, to Weah, a great quick turn right for that first post, and that is a goal to go just one goal behind. One more we need, boys. Let's go. Dunbar going to play the ball to Sonora out on the wing. The very pacey Argentine-American is going to be looking for a run. A very good touch from Dunbar, making his man tumble to the ground. He's going to find Sonora. A great touch. He's going to look for another cutback. Back to Dunbar, back to Weah, and he completes this beautiful play, this combination play. The chemistry in the end looks incredible as Weah will wrap things up and grab his hat trick, cook up a hat trick for the boys. It's going to stir that pot, and we are going to equalize things late on. And that was just a beautiful hold-up play in the end that was. And so basically, I mean, Weah more than doubled his goal tally. He was at 2 goals before this match, and now he is going to be at 5. And that is what you love to see from the signings. Maybe taking a little bit of time to settle in. It's still a young team, a lot of youngsters, a new city, a lot of new things going around him. And in the end, we grab a very key draw for this season. And I think this is one that can set the tone for the rest of the season for this squad. So a great result in the end. That is 3-3 against a very talented team, the Portland Timbers. We have plenty of experience, really is experience versus youth for the most part. I mean, Ebobisse is probably one of their younger players. But other than that, it's a lot of veterans like Valeri Chara and Blanco. So in the end, you can see after that match, 7th place, 21 points, still fighting for those last couple of spots. Dallas and Dynamo, we do have a game on hand in them. You could even maybe move up into 4th or 5th spot eventually, but still Sporting KC is very close. They're level 1 points with us. And yeah, Whitecaps has a couple games in hand, and they're only 4 points behind us. So it's going to be interesting. There's also Nashville who have quite a few games in hand. That's usually how MLS is. The schedules are kind of weird. So there's a lot of teams with games in hand and stuff like that throughout the season. But we'll take a look at some of the growth here. You can see Nacho, I guess an exciting prospect, has grown quite a bit. Danilo Costa up to 69 overall, nice. So we're seeing most of our backline is above or close to the 70 mark now, our starting backline. I think we can maybe eventually buy a really good left back. I was actually looking to possibly bring Marcelo in, but unfortunately he didn't want to join us. But Araujo up to 72, Jonathan Gonzalez up to the 74, Sonora up to the 75. For MLS level, we have this is a pretty good talented MLS side for sure. We just need maybe some more improvements to Danilo Costa, and of course Simon Cortez, you guys saw before, Efrain Alvarez up to 67, and also showing great potential now, so that's wonderful to see. Leggett is actually growing to 71. Gabriel Pal, as I said before, showing great potential as a 60 overall winger. Showing great potential also is Timothy Weah at the 72 overall. Mauricio Moreno showing great potential. I think he's going to be one of the wingers we end up selling. I'm probably going to try to sell him or Pal just because he's really not as good physically, so I'm not as big on him. He doesn't have as much pace, and Pal I think has a little bit more room to grow still. And showing great potential, Cameron Dunbar, just a 63 overall, but he plays much higher than that. This is where I wish we did have a little bit more options with training, so we could get him above a 70 overall. I think if he was at the 70 now, I think that would be that would be awesome to see, but unfortunately that is not the case at the moment. But other than that, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really have enjoyed making these episodes. Obviously, the episodes haven't been posted that frequently, but I really love this career mode, the progression, the players, the stories behind it. It's a lot of fun to make. So make sure you show that you're enjoying that career mode also if you are, by hitting that like button and subscribing if you haven't. But with that, thank you all for tuning in. I should have the next episode up into the next week or so. It's going to be the rest of this season is what will be. With that, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I love you. I'll be signing out now, and I'll catch you guys later.